Wow, I just got back from Fund Launch Live. It was 3 days in Vegas. We had our Fund Launch Live event. We have 1,200 people come and hang out with us in Vegas. It was crazy. Now, in this video, I want to share with you guys behind the scenes, what happened, stuff from my perspective, things that broke that you guys didn't see when you're in the audience, but behind the stage, we were scrambling and running around and give you kind of behind the scenes look at what happened at Fund Launch Live, and also give you my reaction to our team, all the people that came, all this kind of stuff that we did in today's episode. Now, before we get into all that, our AV team made a really cool video of the 3-day event, so I'm gonna let that roll right now.
I'm in it just to rewrite history, cause I'm in the mood to label us the leaders of the new school. This ain't for the radio, can't find this on YouTube. This the type of killing that these critics ain't used to. Victorious, victorious, victorious. In this day and age, I got time for innovation, time to be creative, time too big to waste on my time on critics hating. Flattered by your opinions, to show you I'll just embrace it. Now watch a early sunrise up, no daylight savings, go nuts when I have to. Glaze back my sound in this beats on the house that we dreaming. Watch me way back up in the gas when my thoughts are distorted. Cause I recall guys were hating uncommonly, all of them became common denominators. Hold up, try to overlook a rival, all eyes on me cause I got no competition. Now looking at an idol, your dough ain't long enough to pay for my attention. Man, it's the gospel for the black sheep. I guess it got a banging ring to it. Quiet with triumph on the rap league. So all of you mother can sing to it. I was born to be victorious, most definitely victorious. I'm destined to be victorious. Through all I hate that displayed, we remain warriors. I was born to be victorious, most definitely victorious. I'm destined to be victorious. Avoided by the statistics, occasionally we'll quit it. Pay reality visits, but it was too hard to live it. Built on my confidence and delivered. Now I be burning these critics, cause they ain't know they was walking the course while burning they bridges. Hold up. Man, whoever thought I'd be rapping? The family ain't never think that can happen. Matter of fact, only person that ever pushed me to get out was my mother, and the only reason was cause sucking tracks. Heard that comments the chick that you put a ring on, and by the looks at your life, guess she's a Klingon. It's on me, dudes had they lead on the board, but games change over time, so I even the score. Young and sped it up, learn how to step it up. Recipe chefed it up, set it up, city they wrapped enough, giving the rest to us. Going off, so of course, maybe we're shown to throwing it off.
All right, so the beginning of the event, we rolled up. So me and Mason got there. The event starts on Thursday. We actually went on Monday. We wanted to get there early. I wanted to get the feel of the whole place. So we get there Monday. We check into our hotel at the JW Marriott. We're staying there, which was fun. We went around. We mapped the whole thing out in my brain. I was envisioning the whole thing. Got the ballroom, the whole setup. Now, day 2 came and my energy was still high. This is Tuesday. Our team comes in. So they brought in a whole truckload with a U-Haul. All the stuff they drove down from Utah. We had, I think, 25 of our team members that flew in. So all people that work for us, whether they're salespeople or people that do videos or marketing or whatever, they all came and they were event people this week. So we gave them all t-shirts and stuff. We unloaded our stuff, built all those boxes. So some of you guys saw we had all those boxes that took us hours to build and fill. We put those all together. We built all of our banners, put the whole thing together. So we got that all set up. I was so excited. And then it goes into Wednesday. I was very ready for the event to start Wednesday. Actually, our team, we got stuff set up faster than we thought. So Tuesday night, we were feeling good. And Wednesday hits. And I had this big adrenaline rush Wednesday of like, okay, the event's here, it's coming. And it really wore me out. I wish we hadn't gone down as early in my brain. It's funny, you get so in your head about stuff. So I hit this adrenaline high Wednesday. So I go to bed Wednesday night. I'm all excited. And I wake up Thursday morning. I'm ready to go. So I have my whole thing ready to go. This is the day of the event. So I wake up early. My plan was to do meditation. I do voice exercises because my voice, if you guys have heard my webinars and stuff, like I will get crackly and it'll go out. So I have to do like warm-ups and voice exercises, the whole thing. I was going to do like this whole stretch. I was going to go to the gym, get all set up. I wake up Thursday morning and I am completely sick. I went to bed. I couldn't go to sleep. I went to bed at midnight. I woke up at like 2 a.m. I then woke up at 3 and then I went back to bed, woke up at, I think 4:45. Woke up at 4:45, and I'm like, I'm not going back to bed. And I was really cold in my place. My shower didn't work that well we were in like a really nice suite. My shower had lower shower pressure. So I'm like, screw it. My whole nose is stuffed up. My throat is all clogged. So I didn't know what to do. So I'm like, I'm going to take a bath. So I literally took a bath at 5 a.m. the morning of the event. And it actually was great. I got in the bath, got the hot air. I was doing like breathing things in the bath, which would like open up my nostrils and stuff because of the steam and everything, which actually was a lifesaver. I call my mom. My mom's always got like tons of like Tylenol or ibuprofen or whatever like you need on hand. And it's just so funny. I'm like, Mom, like you got any good like stuff? And she's like,
oh, I got the best.
So she comes over, she gives me this whole like things of like, okay, do Tylenol, do ibuprofen, and gotta love moms, man. Moms are the best. My mom was amazing during the event. So I come and I'm like, crap. And so I'm trying to do voice exercises and warm ups, and I'm all clogged up. I got a migraine headache. Took some medicine. It was awesome. Said a little prayer. I was like, I need some help today. Anyways, we got to the event, which was awesome. I was feeling actually really good. So the event started at around noon. So noon, everyone was checking in. I get there. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good. I was still feeling really groggy. And I'm the first speaker. So I'm the first speaker. I was supposed to speak. I was on stage for an hour and 45 minutes, the first opening. It sounds like a long time. It is a long time, but I was going to go on stage. We're doing the state of investment fund secrets, and we talked through investment fund secrets. We announced a bunch of new announcements, which was fun. We announced our new app, a new program called Black Card Capital Partners. We announced a new award at the event, all this kind of stuff we did at the beginning with me and Mason. And then the second half, for about 45 minutes, I taught some stuff on funds. So I was nervous. It's funny. I do not get that nervous to be on camera. I don't get nervous to speak in front of people. I actually really like speaking. I think it's fun. It energizes me. Whenever I like being on stage and speaking at stuff, just gives me tons of energy. So I going into this, I was like, I'm excited. This is one of the first times I've but recently been very nervous to speak on a stage. I was nervous. Just so you guys know, backstage, I was nervous. I was like, I didn't know if people were going to show up. I hadn't seen out front yet. I didn't know if people were going to come. I was fully prepared for 15 people to show up, and I was going to put all 15 of them on the front row and just preach to them. I had no idea the turnout. And then my voice, I'm like, is my voice even going to hold up? Is it going to be hurting? Am I going to get a migraine while I'm up there? And like, this big event we planned for months and months and months is just going to come crumbling down. So I'm backstage, and it really was, I was just worried I was sick. And anyways, the time of the event comes, Devon Brown. We had an amazing MC, Devon Brown. He's this awesome dude. I've seen him at a few events. When you throw an event, have an incredible MC. It changes the event. It absolutely changes the energy of the event. So Devon comes out, he's dancing, he's getting everybody up, jumping around. They're having a fun time. He did that between every speaker to make sure the energy of the room was good. Because sometimes you get like a boring speaker and the energy goes way down. You need good speakers to like up the room. So he gets out there, he ups it. I'm backstage leading up to this. I'm like, okay, like this is my moment. This is something I've thought about for a long time, something I've wanted to do, something I wanted to put together. I wanted to do an event like this. I was like, holy crap, like it's here. This is my time. I remember I was backstage, I'm jumping around like I'm doing, like I was like jumping through the hallways. I literally was like doing like high skips. If you've seen those before, like high skips, I was like doing sprints in the back. Me and Mason were both running around. I was like, okay, dude, here we go. And it kept like, I was getting hyped too early again. My adrenaline would get high, and then we had to wait like another 5 minutes for something to happen. And finally, Devon's, welcome to the stage, Bridger, Pennington. They dropped the cool beat. I remember I planted my foot on the back, and I'm like, I'm going to run on stage. So I plant the foot, run on stage. I hug Devon, and it was crazy. I get on stage, and I look out, and everyone's standing. They're, clapping. There's music playing, and I look out, and I was just shocked. The whole place was packed. We had from front all the way back, standing room in the back. There was about 1,100, 1,200 people in the room. The room only holds like 1050. So we had packed this room. It was crazy. It was a wild experience. Walking out on stage and looking around like, wow, like these people came to our event, like something that was birthed in the back of my brain months ago. And then we started to work on, and like all of us kind of planned, and like it's actually real. It was just crazy to see like all these kind of visions or plans or whiteboard stuff all become reality. And just for years I'd wanted to do this, and I looked out, I literally stopped. I just said, I can't believe you guys are here. And everyone kind of clapped, and I literally I got like a tear to my eye. I got choked up, and I looked out and just said, I can't believe you guys showed up. Like it really was a dream of mine for a very long time to do this. And it was exactly as I pictured and imagined, which was crazy too. For months I've been picturing this event, how to look, how to feel when I'm on stage. I would picture it in my brain. It was to a T exactly what I would picture, at least. It was just crazy. And I got choked up. I was crying for a second on stage. which was crazy. And anyways, we launched the event. It was fun. We brought Mason out. We launched the Fund Network app. So we launched an app at our event. This is open for anybody right now. You guys can click. You can download it. It's on the Google Store, Apple Play Store. We announced it at the event. This is an area for our community to network with each other. And kind of the cool thing in here, you can log in and actually download and look where people are at. So if you're going to Connecticut, you can look up, okay, what fund network people are in Connecticut? What are their bios? What are their backgrounds? What do they do? Do I want to connect with them? And you can actually message them on the app. You can post updates, channels. There's all different threads. We can go live in there. It's a really fun app and a way that we can connect as a community. So kind of cool. So we announced that to the community. We announced our new award, okay, to the community as well. So we had a $10 million award. For any fund that has over $10 million in their fund, we give them this award called the Wall Street Rebel Award. Day 2, we did an award ceremony, which was really fun. I think we had 17 funds win this award. They came across the stage. You can see like the carbon fiber and all the cool stuff on these awards. They did a really great job on these. And then we announced the new award, which is the $100 million award. So any fund that has over $100 million in their fund, we gave them this award. It has gold painted. I believe it's 10 karat gold paint that they put on there, and really cool stuff on the shoe. And they turned out really awesome. We had 2 winners for that one, which was really fun. And it was kind of cool. People at the event could wear the shoes and everyone knew like, whoa, like this person's legit. They run at least a $10 million fund or a $100 million fund. So back to day 1, I spoke at the beginning. Mason came out, we spoke, we had this whole time together. And then we had Roland Frazier come out. Roland did an incredible job, talked about buying and selling businesses. He's bought and sold over 1,000 businesses, which was really cool. After Roland, we had Dan Young come out. So Dan is my business partner on our crypto fund, our Ugly Unicorn crypto fund. He came out, taught crypto, taught cool stuff about security. There's tons of people that run big funds that have no clue some of these security hacks that are going on. Dan has done this for 30 years for NASA and Air Force. All these groups came out and taught that. We then talked about our fund as well. Our fund has raised over $10 million in the last 3 weeks now. We then had Sarah Sullivan come out. She did an incredible job. She runs a $250 million fund. We then had our very own Lincoln Archibald. He came out. He's been on the channel. Lincoln was one of my favorite talks the entire day. He talked about the 5 things that he sees in successful fund managers, what they possess, what they do. After Lincoln, we have Jeff Seckinger come out. So Jeff runs a $70 million crypto fund out of Miami, done very, very well. He has actually an awesome Instagram following and social media following, teaches crypto as well. He did great. And then to wrap up before dinner, we had Simon Vandy come out, who did a great job as well. And then we had that night, okay? That night, we had a surprise speaker as my dad came out. He did a great job. He taught about inflation, negative interest rates. He taught about things around Bitcoin, his economic view for the next 18 to 24 months, which was really cool. He did a fantastic job there. And then I closed up the night. We then did our charity pitch for OUR, Operation Underground Railroad, which on Saturday, we had Tim Ballard come out and talk about OUR. We raised $100,000 for OUR. They help fight sex slavery, sex trafficking all around the world. It was really, really cool. So day 1 ends. I go back to my room. It was fantastic. We had a great time. I'm really tired. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get some sleep tonight, right? I'm going to overcome my throat issue, whatever was going on. So I try to go to bed. I wake up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I slept for like 4 hours, maybe 4.5 hours. I wake up again. I'm sick. I'm like all stuffed up. I'm all nasty. So guess what I did? I took another bath. The bath had worked day 1. I was like, let's just keep doing it. So I flip on a bath at like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., somewhere in that. It was early morning. I flip on the bath and I sat in there for like an hour and a half and did breathing and like worked through my nose. And it really actually cleared up all my sinuses, which are cool. I got the lemon water out. I did the voice exercise. I did the breath holds. And today started at 9 a.m. So I had to get ready earlier. I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure my voice is ready to go, all that kind of stuff. So we get out there and I'm all get all medicine and stuff. I'm all feeling good. So I get out there and we open up the day. We actually had a schedule change. So Vusi, who was going to originally speak day 3, had an emergency, had to leave back to Africa. He's the largest venture capitalist in Africa. He's the biggest fund in Africa, which was really cool. Had to leave early. So we moved him to day 2 in the morning, which was fantastic. He did a great job. I think the audience loved him. He was actually, I think, one of the favorite speakers of the event. So he came out. Next, we had Dan Fleischman. He came out, talked a lot of cool stuff about syndications he's done. We then had John Caroni come out. GK then came out. GK is one of our top students. He has over a $2 billion fund that they've started. He started with IFS. Incredible rise. And they've given over $100 million away to charity in the last 18 months with their funds, which is just unreal. It was so cool to hear from him. And then before lunch, we had Jason Hartman. Jason Hartman, he's been on our stuff before. He does a lot of economist stuff, talks about inflation and how numbers work and how they change the numbers. It was really, really cool before lunch, which was awesome. Now, one of our speakers went a little long in the morning, so we were scrambling backstage. Okay, this was going on backstage. We're trying to rewrite the schedule. We were trying to move speakers, go back and forth. We didn't know what to do because we were, anyways, off on our schedule quite a bit, over 25 minutes off, which kind of throws off the rest of the day. So we were trying to move a speaker or something else. thankfully, some of the other speakers went kind of short. We actually caught up on time. We had this whole thing, just so you guys know, backstage, we were moving speakers to Saturday. I was canceling, I was moving times. Okay, you get less time or you get moved here, or lunch is going to get shorter. And it ended up actually being good. We had 2 speakers kind of go shorter. It just worked out. So we hit lunch. After lunch, we had Vu Tran come out, talk about pitching. He did a great job. We then did our award ceremony. I mentioned that earlier, which I think is powerful. I think it's powerful to look at something and people on stage getting an award for a $10 million fund and go, okay, I'm going to be there one day. And I told people, I said, hey, next year when we throw Fund Launch Live 2, which is we are doing next year, I want to highlight people. I want to highlight people from our community, what they're doing, pros and cons, all that kind of stuff. So we want to do that. And so a lot of people, I think, set that goal of like, I'm going to be on stage next year. I did that before too. We had it with even Invest Fund Secrets, this world of online marketing. I set a goal. I wanted to win this certain award they had out there. And I was like, I'm going to win that award. You know, it was a goal to hit $1 million. The next one was $10 million. So I was like, okay, I'm going to hit those goals. Gives you a target and you get to see people that are doing it as well. It's the concept of the 4-minute mile, right? For decades, no one could break the 4-minute mile. The 4-minute mile is broken. 47 days later, a second person breaks the 4-minute mile. That year, 3 runners in the same race broke the 4-minute mile. 10 years later, a high school student broke the 4-minute mile. Today, over 1,200 people have broken the 4-minute mile. Because a lot of it is psychological. Sometimes it just seems vague, but when you see someone else doing something, you go, oh, okay, I can do that too. And that's why we want to do awards for our community and have all that. After awards, we had Sean Whalen, which is awesome. He came out. Sean, it was funny. We had moved the times a little bit, and Sean had a trip planned. He was flying to the Virgin Islands that night. And so we were trying to reschedule or get things moved around. He had to go get a COVID test and other stuff. So we were backstage, we were scrambling, like, cause Sean's like, I had this trip planned, and the times got moved a little bit. And so we were trying to get things rescheduled. Anyways, it worked out great. Sean came out and got everyone excited and lit up. It was really fun. And then after Sean, I came out. So I came out, we did a training on funds on how to go from $0 to $10 million. What's the process? What have our top students seen from $0 to $10 million and what have they done? And I tried to, in every speech or anything we did, to give people actual value. I think you go to a lot of conferences and they give you hype, or they give you, hey, okay, you're not going to learn anything today, but if you come later, you can learn later. Which I think is frustrating. If you come to an event, I want to learn now. I'm at the event. So I try to give really actionable things, red ocean, blue ocean strategies, ways that you can go and tactically go from $0 to $10 million, how to dig a well before you need water, how to find investors, partners, all that kind of stuff. We then opened up our Black Card program. So Black Card, if you guys know, is our top tier coaching program. We went through and opened that up. We then made a fun announcement. Our Black Card group, we had a little drum roll on stage, going to Mexico in 6 months from now. So we're doing a whole mastermind trip to Mexico. We have all of our people flying out. And I said, hey, if you want to bring your spouse or kids, I think your spouse and kids are crucial for your success. They got to be involved. They got to understand what's going on. And also, if you're learning good stuff, you want to teach your kids. And so we said, hey, your kids and family can come to Mexico with us. We're going to get one of those massive, huge resorts that has, holds like 10,000 people, those huge ones. And that's where we're going to go. So that's what we're doing in Mexico, which is fun. We then had our supercar event planned out. We went through all the coaching packages and all that kind of stuff people can join. We had a lot of people join Black Card. I think over the weekend, we had something like 75 people join Black Card, which was really, really cool. And all those people, they got a kind of cool stuff. The next night, so day 3 at the end, we went out to the racetrack and raced supercars with all the people. So we had Lambos, Ferraris, Porsches, all this cool stuff. At the racetrack, we had a private event just for our Black Card members, which was way cool. A lot of them already launching funds or wanting to start funds. It was a really, really fun time. They got a VIP lunch the next day. We had a private little lunch with everybody. I got up, we talked about funds, we shared wins. They got to meet each other in the group, meet a bunch of the coaches, people that are launching funds, which is really, really cool. Okay, so that's day 2. That was last time on stage. That night, we did what's called round tables. One of the biggest things that I hate about going to events is I go to an event and all the speakers speak, and I usually have 1 or 2 main questions that I want to get answered from this event. And there's not a time to meet the speakers or get that question answered. So I wanted to create that time. So day 2 at night, we called this the round table night. Any speaker was invited, and we had a bunch of other people that are cool, people that didn't speak but that had really good funds and stuff, came and they would sit at a round table. We had this big ballroom, and anybody could come in and walk around and just talk to the speakers or talk to somebody that they could learn from or get a question answered. It was really cool. So I think we had 17 tables set up. They came in, they could talk to people that ran $1 billion real estate fund or $1 billion hedge funds or $100 million crypto funds or people that were doing hundreds of deals in real estate. They come in and talk to them and get questions answered specifically. Some people told me that was their favorite part of the event. And also you could talk to other people that were there attending. So this cool thing, we did it for about 2 hours. They actually closed the ballroom, kicked us out, and people were still going. going. I think people talked for another hour and a half out in the casino. They kicked us out into the casino because they had to close and like clean up. And people were out there talking for like another 2 hours out in the casino, just trying to just work through stuff, make connections, share business cards, the whole thing, which was really, really cool. All right. So that was day 2 leading on to day 3. Now that night I was like, okay, come on. I was like, body, if I wake up sick again, I'm going to be ticked. Like I need some help. And so I took some pills before bed, went to bed. Thankfully I slept like 7 hours that night, which I slept from like midnight to like 7 a.m. or 6:30 a.m., something like that. I woke up, I was feeling, that was amazing. I woke up, did my voice exercises, all that kind of stuff, ran down to the event, and we launched day 3. Day 3 was fantastic. It was so fun. The speakers did an incredible job. We had Mason Vrain start us out. So my co-founder, Mason Vrain, he taught all things about how to build a brand and how to build a following online and what we do behind the scenes for marketing and how we build all this cool stuff. He did fantastic. After Mason, we had Ryan Pineda. So Ryan Pineda came out. Ryan, if you don't know him, has millions of followers across the internet. He told us he gets 1 million views a day on his videos, which is crazy. He talked about social media. He then talked about real estate 1.0, moving into real estate 2.0, which is really cool. Metaverse, things like that. We then had Cole Hatter come out. So Cole Hatter, now this is really cool. Okay. So Cole Hatter, he's a world-renowned speaker, entrepreneur, awesome dude, does really, really well. Mason, my business partner, met Cole Hatter like 10 years ago when Mason was like 14 or 15 years old. They went to Ty Lopez's house, and Mason and his family went there for like an online marketing. Cole Hatter was there. Mason got a picture with Cole Hatter, and I don't know if we can flash on the screen here, but Mason's like doing this little peace sign, and Cole Hatter told Mason, he's like, dude, you should, like, I don't really go to school. I would study marketing and really get good at this game. He's like, you can do really well with it. Mason dropped out of school. He still finished high school, went to college, but he dropped out like almost immediately and studied like crazy throughout high school on marketing. That's why I partnered with him right in college. And then we launched Invest Fund Secret. So we had Cole Hatter come back out. We had Mason come back out, and we did a group picture on stage. Like we remade that picture on stage, which was really cool. And it was just cool. I told Cole on stage, I was like, it's cool to be an entrepreneur, someone that like shares information on stage or does stuff like that. And a lot of times you don't hear about the success stories. You don't hear what happened, what was good, what was bad. And it's cool to hear a success story. So we had Cole Hatter come out. He killed it. He did an awesome job on stage. I went up. I talked all about the future of funds. What I see the future of funds being, we'll probably do a video in a few weeks about that, how funds are evolving, how the marketplace is changing. And there's a lot of opportunity for smart fund managers like me and you, which is kind of cool. We then did our VIP lunch, and then our afternoon was incredible. So we had Tim Ballard come. If you guys know, Tim Ballard runs OUR, incredible speaker. He told this crazy story of they were saving these women out of Venezuela during the whole collapse. All these women they actually got taken out of Venezuela, I think, to Haiti, and they were made sex slaves. So they were made sex slaves literally behind cages and bars. They had kids, they had families back home. They were taken during the collapse of the government. It was really sad. And Tim and their team came in and rescued these women. And he had this incredible story. They rescue these women. They move them to another location, and they're trying to get visas. The White House, this is back when Trump was in office, the White House grants them visas almost immediately. They said, hey, they get these women out of there. They can come to America for a short period of time, whatever, and help them out. I think they granted them full visas, which is crazy. And Tim calls up Tony Robbins, and it was really cool. Tony sends his jet over. They pick up these women. They bring them, and Tony just said, I have one request. I want their first day in America to be at my house. So Tony's jet picks them up, brings them to Tony Robbins' house in West Palm Beach. They get to come and experience, and Tim had to tell me, he's like, guys, this is how America is. I know America's great, but it's not that great. Like, you had Tony Robbins' huge private jet and his mega mansion and everything. But anyways, and then he said they want to go to the White House too. And they took him to the White House, and they got to meet everyone in the White House. The White House didn't even publish it. They just said, we want to keep it private. These women's names and details need to be private because the traffickers can come after him. And it was a really cool thing. Anyways, we raised $100,000 for Tim Ballard at this event, which is so cool. He actually just got back from Ukraine. So Tim Ballard went out to Ukraine. They've saved dozens and dozens of children in Ukraine. There's over 10,000 people and children that are essentially homeless or don't have a place to go. They're working with and helping with right now in Ukraine. I mean, these guys are on the front lines. It was really cool what they do. So anyways, it was fun to have Tim on stage and raise money for them. He did an incredible job. And then after Tim, to finish off the event, we had Nick Santasanaso come on. Nick's amazing. Nick was born with no arms one arm and no legs. And not only does he have a cool story background, he truly is a world-class speaker. I mean, Nick is an incredible speaker, Tony Robbins-esque. I mean, he gets you motivated. He gets you in state. He gets you passionate. He did a whole meditation with the entire crowd. People were crying in the crowd. I can't give it justice on this camera right here, but did an incredible job. People were telling us Tim Ballard and then Nick was like the best way to end the event. Just ended on this huge high note. It was really cool the way to the end of the event. And we came out, we got pictures and stuff, did the whole thing. And then to finish off the event, we had, I go to events and a lot of times you get all pumped up. You're feeling so good. And then you go home and Monday morning, it's like, okay, what do I do? And so we had everyone go out. It's kind of cheesy, but we had everyone write a letter to themselves. So they actually got a piece of paper. They wrote a letter to themselves and we took all the letters. We're going to ship those out to people in like 8 months and say, okay, where am I going to be in 8 months? These are the things I learned. This is where I want to be. This is what I want to accomplish. This is what I want to change. And not just fun stuff, but I want to be a better wife or husband. I want to help my kids more. I want to find these types of partners. I want to scale my business to X. Write all those things down and in 8 months will keep you accountable, which I thought was cool. So then we finished the event. It was really fun. It was really, just a crazy experience being on stage. Like, wow, we did this. We did a 3-day event. It ran so smooth. I have an incredible team. And then we had to run. We were going to our supercar event. So we said, guys, we got to get hurry. We kind of went over on time. The buses are going to leave soon. Everyone run to your room or whatever, change if you need to, but we're loading the bus in just a minute. Me and Mason go hop in a car and we had an Escalade and our bodyguard with us to take us to the racetrack. So we hop in our car, we run to the racetrack, we get there and the buses had already beat us. I don't know how the buses beat us. Whoever was driving us, it was Mitch on my team. We were just chit-chatting in the car, having a fun time. We took a wrong, I don't know how we got there slow. The buses beat us all there. So we get there late, but thankfully my team was already there setting up, which was good. We had the car set up, people were racing around the track. It was really fun. We had drinks and food and all that kind of stuff. And I realized that actually somebody came up and was like, Bridget, you don't have a vegetarian option. I was like, oh shoot, like we forgot to do like a vegetarian option. And we had a bunch of people that were like vegetarian. Anyway, sorry if you're a vegetarian and you get any food. My bad. We had it wasn't even just like non-vegetarian. It was like a full like Texas like brisket and meat and like barbecue sauce, like a barbecue dinner, which is like 100% meat and like bread. And anyways, they had like a little bun and I felt really bad. Sorry, people. But anyways, that was a really fun night. And I got to sit down and talk to all of our Black Card members and we got to talk about funds, what was going on. We just kind of mingled around and hung out for, I think 4 hours. People just stayed late. It was really fun. Cars were whipping by. It was cool. They had drifters on the track. So they had cars drifting and then they had the other guys that would race around them and like get right next to the drifting car. It made this really cool shot. I don't know if we can throw B-roll on here. There was a Challenger drifting and then a Ferrari like right next to the Challenger that was drifting by it. Anyways, they did it a couple times and just to kind of show off the drivers down there, but it was fun. So some of our people drove, some people did a ride along where they had a professional driver drive and then they rode along, and then other people could do the go-karts. We had the go-karts. They're like these fast, like 50-mile-an-hour go-karts on this other track, and they're pretty crazy. I was just talking the whole night. I wanted to go try them, but I just kept talking to people. And anyways, that night we finish up. We go home. It's like 10:30 p.m. I'm completely exhausted. I get back to my room and I kicked off the shoes. I laid on the bed. I was like, oh, wow. It was unreal. It was surreal throwing this event. And I don't think it could have gone better, especially for a first event. Yes, there were hiccups. Yes, there were things that kind of went wrong and schedules that got moved around and stuff that didn't get, but like overall, man, it went really, really well. And we set the groundwork for future events. So this was a first event. It went awesome. We want to throw another event next year just like this and go bigger and badder. We're looking at locations right now. So if you guys want to comment your location, we could do Vegas again, but we kind of want to move. We could do San Diego. We could do Nashville, Orlando, or Miami are kind of our main ones. Maybe Austin, Texas, we're looking at as well, kind of the central hub. But comment what you guys think we should go. We're looking at a bunch of venues. And again, sometimes it's just not city. We got to find a right venue and a right place that fits everything. But overall, the event was amazing. Thank you guys for coming. It was really fun. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Let me know what you guys think below in the comments. If you guys can like, subscribe to this channel, leave us a review on podcasts as well. That helps us a ton, helps push this out to more people. You guys are amazing. Thank you all so much. I'll see you guys later.